Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I'm back for another I Saw It in Somerset Studio Magazine. This is the new magazine. This one's August, September, and October. So we're gonna, get as much as we can out of it before we get the next one. What I'm gonna do this week, and it's kind of silly since it's all the way at the back of the magazine to start there, but I just got done tea dyeing a bunch of paper, and so I had sorry, I keep saying I don't know what my problem is. I had the large tea bags from doing that. So I was like, I'm going to do it now before I shove those away somewhere or toss them. Because, sometimes I'm just like, I have to get rid of stuff because I can't keep every single piece of paper and everything. So since I have them, we're going to do this before I forget. So I have my tea dyed paper here. This is actually coffee. My tea dyed ones are still wet, but we're going to just do something along the lines of this. Of course, mine are not going to be exactly like hers. Yours won't be like mine. That's just how it is. I do have this digital with these teaspoons and the teacup just the same. So I'm going to go ahead and use it since I have it. And I will leave a link in the description box below this video for where I got the digital. So we're going to set this aside for right now. And like I said, I am going to, sorry, moving my cutter because I keep bumping into it. I'm going to do mine a little bit different. So what I did was I covered the little, she said to cut these off, cut the strings off, and then you can make your own little, whatever these are called, the little things that tell you what kind of tea it is or whatever. I just covered mine with my coffee dyed paper. I did have them all untangled, but then I set them in a pile and somehow the strings all just decided to jump together and tangle up, because isn't that always the way that it works? So I might pause if I want to get another one out. All right, so what I did, this had a pretty big V. See how it hangs down a lot? I just trimmed that to make it a little bit more even, but other than that, I didn't do anything real earth-shaking. And then this one did get ripped a bit. Some of them I kind of ripped on purpose because I like the way it looks hanging down. The instructions that they had in the book were, I don't know, in the magazine weren't fantastic. So I'm just gonna do my own thing, like I said before. The biggest thing that you have to remember when you're working with tea bags is that they're porous. So like if you put glue on them, chances are you're gonna like glue both sides together and stuff like that. Which, for what I'm gonna do today isn't the end of the world. We're gonna decorate the front, and then I thought it would be fun, since I do like this ripped part. I don't want to, get rid of that or anything. I'm gonna have this part flip up and put some papers inside of here that you could write on. Then you could just attach it to a journal page and flip this up and have a little bit of extra paper there. I have a piece of Mylar in case I want to cut it and slip it inside of there, but I think since for this one I'm just using this like this and not using these pockets, which you can use, but I'm just gonna not worry a whole lot about the glue because I'll probably be using my glue stick. So I have some, I have these different papers that are going to go on the inside. Oh, I do need to do that first. Sorry, I tried to think of what order I need to do things in so that hopefully I won't completely confuse myself and you. So the first thing I'm going to do is figure out the papers that I want to go on the inside. So how is everybody? I hope you guys are all fantastic. I'm doing well. I'm going to apologize right now because my neighbor, I think he works on like ATVs and motorcycles and all those kind of things. So he's been going up and down the street with a motorcycle. Hopefully he's done, but just in case, I don't really know. We aren't super chatty with each other, so I don't know what he does. But all I know is a lot of times there are those type of machines making a lot of noise. Over there. We have our ATV too, but we try not to run it unless we're loading it or doing something like that with it. Every once in a while, my husband does have to go out and turn it on and charge the battery and stuff like that. But we really try to keep it down because we are like all houses just right next to each other. You know, we're in a subdivision, so we don't have a lot of space between our houses. But anyway. Okay, so this is all scraps. So I just went and dug in my scrap box. I have a whole big box full of all different scraps. But I tried to get a lot of the neutral ones just because I thought that, you know, goes better with what we're doing. Those tea images are pretty light, and I just thought lighter papers would work better. Plus, these would be pages you could write on, so you don't really want to make them super dark images or something. Okay, I think that'll be good. And then I'm going to staple these on and decorate the front. That will hide those staples. Not that you have to, because I'm going to use a tiny attacher, and they're actually kind of cute staples, but that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a bit of inking, and I'm sure that you're quite shocked about that. Oh, I need to say hugs and blessings. Hugs and blessings to Katrina, Denise, and Celeste. Love you guys. Thank you so much for your kind comments, for always watching my channel and commenting. That is huge. I really appreciate all of you who comment, especially regularly, because it does make a difference. I know a lot of people think, oh, I don't feel like it, or I don't want to. And I do not expect, if you do watch like daily, you do not have to comment every day. I mean, I know that there are times, because I watch videos sometimes, and I either am watching in bed, and so I can't see great. So a lot of times I don't comment. And I try to remember to do it the next day, and a lot of times I forget. So, like, I understand. We all live lives, so I get it. I'm just saying I really appreciate it if you can do that, because it does help my channel with the YouTube algorithm, which is the dreaded beast, I know. But it doesn't only help my channel, it helps other channels if I tell you this and you do the same thing on somebody else's channel. So that is also a benefit of telling you, even though I know it's super annoying. I know. All right, so I'm going to use some of this white. I like the nice white, I really do, with this tea stained paper. I think it looks kind of cool. And this is a texture-y, because it's oh, that's the side with the bits in it. It's that handmade paper, and I did put more in my shop. So if you're looking for any kind of sort of texture-y paper to use, I do have some in my shop. And I don't mind the piece hanging over, but if that bothers you, of course, you can trim that off. And then I have the image with the teaspoons, because this was my favorite. I just love that image. And I did rough mine up pretty good. Of course, I think I'll probably go grungier than what the original artist did. And that's just because that's what I like. And then I had a piece of lace I wanted to use with this one. I kind of laid one out just to get an idea of what it would look like. Sometimes in your brain you think, oh, that will work. And then you go to put it together and it's like, oh, I don't like the way that looks. But I liked it, so we're going with it. And I'm just going to kind of touch this to it. It'll get held down when I glue down this piece, so I'm not going to worry a whole lot about it. So what are you guys up to? You doing anything fun the last few days of summer? I know the kids here in the high school, at least, and all, started school yesterday, so they're all back to the old grind. I'm sure they're not very happy, it seems like summer goes so fast to me. When I was a kid, I don't know if it's because it's where I grew up. It was a very small town and all that. Like, not a whole lot to do. I always worked in the summer from the time I was 14. So I always had that to do at least. But we'd go to the pool and stuff like that. But it just seemed like summers went on and on and on. And now I feel like I blink and the summer's over and my kids are back. Well, like Aiden's not going back this year, but there it is. And then I just have, this is just a piece of cotton fabric with T stamped on it. And I just have these little letters like those. I'm sure a lot of you have something like that. You just stamp with your regular old stamp pad. It helps if you use permanent ink. I think it sticks better, but you don't have to have like fabric ink or anything fancy. And then I'm using tacky glue since that's fabric. And I like it just with that on that because of the tea-dyed paper. It's actually coffee-dyed, but we're going to say it's tea-dyed. And then I have this also on fabric. It's just a teacup. Do I want maybe a little other fabric? Or do I want to make this a little smaller? Oh, I did one smaller. It's a little bit different, but that's okay. I should need it a little smaller. And maybe a little bit of this. For some color. You don't have to add color though. If you don't, you know, if you want to keep it with the neutral look. So yeah, it's fun to take these ideas and just kind of do your own thing. And of course, this is very similar because I'm using the same teaspoons and stuff, but I'm not ever going to have the same things that they have. And it doesn't matter. You just do your own version of the idea. Then I have, like this says tea time, or I could do, and these were in the digital teacup. I'll do teacup. And she had some quotes and some other things to put on those different words that I don't have, but I'm just going to do, you know, like I said, I'm just going to do it the way I want to do it. And it will end up being very similar. So there's one, and this one. If I was going to attach this to the page, I'd probably just glue down the back with a little bit of glue. Don't, like I said, don't go too crazy. It shouldn't go through the 2 layers, but right down here at the bottom where it's 1 layer, just be careful and keep it in mind that it is porous and, you know, you can stick it together. But I would probably stick down the whole back. And then you could do it at the edge of a page, edge of a journal page. Just pretend this is folded or whatever. Have it kind of at the top somewhere you could clip it onto, but then leave your little T hanging out of your journal. So that would be kind of cute, right? All right, let's do another one. Those are very fun and could be very addictive, I think. Oh, I've got, hold on, I'm going to pause and untangle this. Okay, I'm back. That was ridiculous, and so I did end up cutting the strings because I remembered I did end up cutting this one to make it shorter, so I mean, you don't need them this long. And if you want to keep them that long, you can. But anyway, so I went ahead and snipped them because there was just all a tangled up mess, and it was annoying. So then what I did with that other one is you cover these, and it just makes it easier to get the shape. I like the shape of these, even though they're just obviously Walmart. They're nothing exciting to look at. It's just I like how they're cut on the edges there. And that's simple. You could just do it with a regular piece of paper. You don't even need this little thing, but I like them to have that little bit of strength. So that's what we're doing. And I'll do this one so you can see that it's pretty darn easy. This whole thing's pretty easy and very cute. So don't get intimidated by these in that magazine. I get it, because some of the things I look at I'm like, I don't even know where to start with that. So I think I won't do that one. And there's a lot of things that I don't have either. When I read what they used, it's like, oh, I don't have that stuff. So, and sometimes I can figure out a way to make it work, and other times it's like I kind of can't, you know. So just do the ones you can. Or feel like. That's the other thing. But I think it's just a good way to use those because, like we've all talked about, they are expensive. So you might as well get the absolute most out of them that you can, in my opinion. And then I do have this little hole punch, and I don't know what size it is. It's just whatever that black dot is right there that you probably can't even see. It doesn't have, it was probably on this piece that came off 100 years ago. So you got to do that before you put this one on, or you're not going to be able to find it. And then if you want to, I did do this with the last one. You don't really have to, but if you like the little snip, you know, to hold the string, if you want it, you can do that. Up to you. Oh, this is just another piece. I'm just going to go ahead and use this. It's a scrap, but guess it doesn't matter, does it? It's just kind of fun to have that coffee or tea dyed paper on there. It was funny, like last night, or it was yesterday afternoon actually, my daughter texted, it's our family group chat, and was like, there's this burger on special that night that they haven't had in a long time at the restaurant she works at. And it's like my husband's favorite. My son really likes it. I like it, but it's really that Dad likes it. So she told us all that it was the special. And so we decided to go. And then my son ended up showing up with his girlfriend, and it was like, oh, wow. So we all got together even without realizing it, which was kind of fun. It's good to see them. Yeah, they use it's a blackberry jam, hot, like spicy blackberry jam they put on the burger. I know that sounds super bizarre, but it's actually really good. And so they only do it this time of the year because the blackberries, you can get like fresh blackberries. So I think it would work with frozen, but they won't do it any time of the year but in the summer. So it's kind of one of those things you got to go while it's there. And it sells out fast, and once they sell it out, they usually don't do it again for a bit. Okay, this one I did not rip all the way. You could also cut it if you don't want to rip it. That I'm going to cut because I will just rip it really bad. But I kind of like the uneven edge down there, and that's just my take on it. And then I'm going to cut this even again, and it's going to depend on your large tea bags. Oh, I should probably tell you what size they are, huh? I just keep saying large. But they're the iced tea ones is what I use. This one's like 2.5 wide by about 3 1/4. So yeah, they're a good size, and I think that's what she used on hers, but don't quote me on that because I don't know that positively. So I have some of this stuff already cut because I was like, I don't want to drive everybody crazy waiting for me to do whatever. I like this little patio. It just looks so cool. I might go ahead and use that. So we'll do something very similar, but we're going to do the inside different. That's why I didn't do that right off the bat. I'm going to use some doily on this one. I am going to let it hang over just a little. Yeah, it can go kind of like that. I'm going to use this because I can get all those little itty bitty spots, maybe, if my glue will cooperate. Yeah, so my husband and I shared a burger and a wedge salad because they have really good wedge salads there too. And it was perfect. I cannot eat one other whole burger, so he was like, why don't we just share? It's like, yeah, that's fine, because I can't. I can never eat a whole one. They're too big. It's kind of rare that I can eat a whole burger anyway. But it does happen. Depends on how long my day was. I'll put little, we're gonna go lacy with this one. Might back it up a little bit. I like these thinner laces that don't have a ton of texture, because I find that works better, and I like this one's ribbed. I might do it that way. I probably don't quite need it that wide. Could put it down this way. Yes, these are probably the messier version. Just got a different style, you know? We're gonna... And you saw the one, if you saw the one in the book, if you noticed it, there's one with just a butterfly. You don't have to do a tea theme. I think these would be fun for a lot of different themes, so... It's just kind of fun to do a tea theme, since I happen to have the same digital that I haven't used. I'm horrible. I buy them and then I don't use them. You can see I messed up printing. I try to always at least use them for something. This is the add-on too. You don't need the whole set unless you're gonna do a whole journal, but for this, what I'm using is the add-on. Get that out of the way. And then we could do I like the tea time for this one. I like those little tiny flowers. This glue stick works fine, the Scotch Permanent, with fabric. I've never had trouble, but you can use whatever it is that you like to use. As I said, I don't use Fabri-Tac, because I do have people ask, is the reason I keep saying it. Why didn't you use Fabri-Tac for the fabric? It's like, because I can't touch it. I kind of want that teacup, but I just want the teacup, sorry. I thought the little circle would be good the way it was, but I just want it littler. Yeah, I don't use it because I'm cuckoo. about texture of things. Don't know how else to say it. I can't stand the smell either, honestly. Yes, I like that. That is very cute. Oopsie, down fabric. Put this down with this, since it's going on top of the fabric. I do like those little red flowers, so I'm going to scooch it up just a little bit. Okay, and this one, which hopefully I haven't glued it together all the way. Oh, I might have. It may just be the way it is. Nope. Because I didn't put my stuff in there. I thought it would be okay because it was 2 layers, but see, that just goes to show you have to be really careful with this. So I'm just going to put that there. Then what I'm going to do is, I thought this would be a fun thing to glue onto a page, and then you could slip something like a tag, like one of these, right in there, right in that spot. So I'm just going to glue across the bottom. And I'm not sure exactly how she did them, because from reading the description, I just struggled with understanding how she was using them, whether she just decorated them and used them as they were, or if they did have a pocket inside. I was a little confused on all that. So this is just what I came up with. If you can understand the directions better, then you'll know how to do it. It just didn't make sense to me, but that could just be me. I think I want to go in and up, because sometimes I make what is simple difficult. And I know that. Okay, so I'm going to cut that short because we don't need all that. If I can, oh my goodness, come on. Not cut the string again. We'll decorate this while we wait to pull that out. What do we want to put on here? I have some other little, we could do one of these, like make today count, and just cut it apart. And these are just, I think this one's not Tim Holtz, but you know, you can get these little word phrase things from all different makers. So, but I know Tim Holtz obviously does similar things. And I do put glue on them, even though they're stickers. You know, if I would have inked the whole piece first, that would have been smart, but I didn't. So, well, you'd still have that edge that you cut that you'd have to do. And this is when that little slit is not going to work great, because I'm just going to glue this over it probably. So see, just fun, they're just fun little things. Fun little things to make. And then I think I'll cover one of these. Just slide in there. I kind of like that one with that. I think it goes well. I don't mean cover it, I mean put something on the back of it so it's a little bit more robust, because it's just copy paper. Copy paper. And plus, see, I boo-booed. I boo-booed the back. These are one of those things you could sit down and just make a whole slew of if you had, you know, your tea bags all ready to go and stuff. That's usually my problem, is I will save them and then I get irritated and toss them because they're just hanging around. So yeah, that's why I was like, I need to do this project before I get in one of my moods and start throwing everything away. It gets overwhelming. Even though we love all our little paper junk, there are times when enough is enough. Okay, so then here, because that's dry now, we can just pop this in to hold a little card. You could even glue it down onto your page across here and across there and have it as another tuck, or, I mean, it's another one of those things where the ideas are kind of endless. You could do the same thing with this. Glue it there and there, put it on your page, have a tuck back there, have your little notepad here. So yeah, this, again, this was your page. You could glue it. It might be better a little more in the middle. You could even do it kind of cattywampus on a page. And then, you know, have that come up and do that sort of thing. Like, your page would be folded, of course. But yeah, they're just real cute. Really cute. Maybe we'll do one more and then I'll set y'all free. Of course, you're free. Free to go anytime. Okay. I like these uneven bottoms on these. You could also glue one side, or, you know, this side and this side, not just one side, and have it more as a pocket rather than something that goes all the way through. You just wouldn't be able to put anything in it that was very big if you did that, but that's fine. Don't have to have something big. Oh, I like that teapot. Let's tear that down a little bit. I've been watching, it's not really watching because it's just on Instagram, it's Reels, but there's these two guys that come from England, and you guys may very well have heard of them. I think it's, I know the one guy is Josh. I can't think of what his friend's name is. Anyway, and they come to America and talk about all the crazy things about Americans. Oh my gosh, they're so funny. They just crack me up when they talk about Americans driving, how we'll just be like, you know, jump in the car and drive for 8 hours. I mean, that kind of is just the way it is in America, because otherwise you're not even going to get out of your state a lot of times. I mean, we are at the bottom of our state, right near the border of Oregon, so it's really easy for us to get, obviously, to Oregon. But, you know, if you want to go to Nevada or anything, I mean, those are long drives, because that's just how it is. But it's hilarious listening to the way they perceive those things. I just find it hilarious. I wish I could think of his friend's name. Why can't I? Because you guys are gonna be like, yeah, well, that was great. You told us nothing because you don't remember, but it was just hilarious. I even sent it to my daughter because I was just cracking up so hard. The food is another thing that totally cracks me up, because the first time they ate tacos, he kind of held the taco on its side and bit like out of the bottom of it, rather than, you know, most of us when we eat a taco go end to end, like you tip it and you put it in your mouth, the small end, and you go end to end kind of thing. And oh my gosh, I about died laughing, because I was like, I have never seen anybody eat a taco like that ever. It's comical. It's very entertaining. They're funny. And they have so much fun. It just makes you smile, and we could all use more of that. I'm sure I'd look like a complete doofus there too, so, you know, that's just because you don't know all the things you need to know. So, but they're great. Good sports. They're good sports, which is great. I don't know, I can't think of the other guy's name. It's funny. You don't see him as much. He's kind of a little bit more behind the scenes, I think, filming. Josh. Yeah, you can't hardly get anywhere in this country without some serious drive time. Even to my husband and I talk about it all the time, because so many places have public transport, and we do in the city. But if you're outside of the city, then you got to drive to go to the grocery store or anything. There's nothing within walking distance. Everything's far. So it's just a different, you know, perception and way things are done, just for sheer lack of, there's no other way. Because there's no public transport out here where I'm at. And you can't walk. You be walking a long time. I thought that would show, but it doesn't, so I'm going to move it over a little. Just to go to the grocery store. I'd love to walk to the grocery store. How fantastic would that be? Get your day walking, grab your milk or whatever. Can't walk to the post office. We could in the town I grew up in, the small town I grew up in, you could walk to the post office. But you had to drive 40 minutes to get groceries there. So, yeah. Just all depends where you're at. have this one that says enjoy the moment. I think I'll put that one on there. That seems a good one. Motorcycle's gonna send me over the edge today. Doesn't take much. Could add that too. Yeah, let's use this. I did that out of order like I always do, because I set that there and think, oh, it's all ready. No, it's not, Amy. You have to put glue on it. I think I lived out here for too long with no neighbors. And I'm old and grouchy. Okay. So I think this one I'm going to do the way I did that, the one we just did, and just have it kind of as a little pocket. I was going to put the plot on it. Maybe we'll do this one just to make it different. We'll glue this side and the bottom, and then it can be a little pocket. I have to glue that down. You could also probably slide something up in them, you know, to have them as pockets that way too. Or you could flip it over and have things go down that way. So you could just do all kinds of things. So what I'm going to do is trim this off because there's not anything happening up there at the top anyway. And then we'll put it on some other paper. I have to put weight on it, Amy. And have it as a little tag. Let's back it with a, and somewhere, here it is. This one's ripped, so I'll just use a piece of it, and I'll save this for something, because I use those whenever. Oh, I hope this fits in there. It should. How many times have I done that? A lot of times. A lot of times. Sorry, I cut all these out thinking I was all ready, but see, then you gotta back them and blah, blah, blah. We're right back where we started, of you sitting here watching me do this torturously. I'm going to go just a little extra. So I just like the way, oopsie, never mind. I liked the blue line, but it's gone now. Oh, we didn't do the little tag thing either yet for that one. Oh my goodness. Time just scurries right away from me. I have other stickers on here that I thought I might use. It just scurries and skedaddles. Is it gonna fit? Is it gonna fit? Ooh, that's tight fit. You know what the part of the problem is? There is that lip from the bag. Oh, darn you. Oops. Should have thought of that. I did not. There's two of those, you know, the seam from the bag. So we're gonna attempt to get some glue on it and glue it down. I don't know if that's gonna work. so you can see. I didn't even think of that. See, this is why you watch me, so you can watch me do all these goofy mistakes. And then when you go to do yours, you can just not have any dilemmas. Okay, now does it fit? What are you sticking on? Being most difficult. I don't think it's the length. It might be. It might just be. So we're gonna have to lose this. Which isn't a huge loss, but yep, it was that. All right, so I'm going to leave it there because you guys get the idea. I'm not going to torture you through doing another one, but I'll cover another one of these just like I covered this one and put something on it so that you guys can see. But we have this one that flips opened and is a little notebook with our little T. You know what I think I want to do to that one? I'm going to put, it just needs something, you know, sometimes it just needs something. So that's that. And then this one has the card that slides in and out of the middle, and it has make today count. And if you wanted, you could of course put another saying on the back. If you're going to glue it down to the page, you know, you might not want to do that. And then this one says enjoy the moment, and we have our little cup of tea inside as well, and I don't have anything on there yet, but I will. So where did I put the original? So this is what she did. And then if you had some cool stamps like that, you could stamp on the pages too. Cup of cheer. And then like I said, she did more quotes there. So, and then this one of course is a butterfly on there. So yeah, you could do anything you wanted with them. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and I will chat with you again soon. Love ya. Bye.